The harvesters of North Carolina. Long before the white men took the land, long before the Indians said it was theirs, long before invisible lines created states and counties. Men stay away from the patches of pine trees that filled the countryside. Not because of other men or violent creatures that roamed the forests of pine trees in what would be known as North Carolina one day. A lost traveler, one that found his way along a mountaintop or a damp cave, one that lit his fire at night or found tree to keep him shelter from the rain that seemed to follow the weary. Along the granite walls of caves or the sheer walls of old volcanoes, that now have become quiet monuments to a forgotten time when giants walked the earth. Carved in the walls of old, pictures of half-men, half-unholy creatures littered the grey walls just as words and tags litter subways today. This, unlike the graffiti that populates the keeper of trains, was warnings from a people that no longer walk the earth in their current form, but as another. They warned of an infection that caused them to shed their human skin to find another. They in a way became a parasite, an evolved virus of the thing that infected them. An unholy thing, which was spit up from the embers of the now sleeping giants. It wanted to walk, to live, and to move, and so it did. The parasite watched from tiger lilies and from the eyes of dragonflies. It found it could inhabit the hosts and move on to the next after it consumed its energy. The dragonflies would land on the lilies, the parasite could now fly along and see its world. A frog came along and ate the dragonfly, now the parasite could hop along, but it soon grew bored, until the frog met a snake. Now the parasite could move along spying, lurking, and watching its new world grow, and then it met man. But the snake could not trick man into eating it. Day in and day out it would bait the man. But he would just knock it out of the way with a stick. Then one day, out of anger, the snake bit the man. Something was different, thought the parasite. He blinked his eyes, looking down, holding a dead snake. Happy the parasite rejoiced. The other infected creatures that filled the woods now knew how to become men, how to walk upright and have the power to build and grow. The others infected hosts of their own, infected humans ruled the countryside, until they found that they could not leave their bodies. After some time the old human flesh would slide right off, leaving bits of muscle and bones, until one of the infected befriended a traveler, an Aztec in search of silver. The uninfected human smelt of roses and good things, the parasite thought. The parasite's skin began to droop and old fat that had become gel began to drip. The Aztec, worried that his new friend was about to die, pulled his friend into a cave not too far from where they had camped. Today this cave is called Devil's Den. If you know the way, you can find this place. But devils don't live here, something else does. As the parasite melted, the Aztec brought water and lit fires. As the moon filled the sky and the fire burned low, the Aztec fell into a deep slumber. This was the last time he slept. His infected friend turned to pools of moving fat, moving toward the sleeping Aztec warrior as oil slicks move across water. It consumed him, taking him, becoming his face, his body, and whole. This is how the parasites now knew, how they must live, if they wanted to live in a human's world. Days later the infected created human farms for their new faces. After a time people thought they were living in towns and cities. They would grow and expand, stories of their coming would slowly become whispers in the dark and drawings on caves. What once started in a place now known as North Carolina now populates the world. Amongst you lives the harvesters.